From a cargo ship slamming into a busy bridge in China, to a speeding boat sending anglers tumbling into the Columbia River, maritime mishaps can range from startling to downright absurd. Meanwhile, off the coast of San Diego, a whale-watching yacht narrowly missed colliding with an elderly woman. These peculiar ship collisions, all captured on camera, offer a glimpse into the chaotic world of maritime travel. Here are 10 ridiculous ship collisions caught on camera. Changsha, China, stands as the 17th most populous city, home to slightly over 10 million residents, perched along the Jiang River. This river slices through the city from north to south, requiring boats and bridges to get around. On July 23, 2021, there was a scary moment when a cargo ship bumped into one of the pillars holding up a vital bridge. Imagine cruising over a bridge not knowing it could collapse any second. How the collision happened is still a bit fuzzy, but emergency crews hustled to shore up the bridge pronto. Luckily, the impact didn't do much damage, so traffic kept on rolling pretty much like normal. Probably some minor fixes were needed afterward. Let's just hope the captain sharpens their navigation skills to avoid future close calls like this one. Astoria, nestled in the scenic northwest of Oregon, gained fame as the charming backdrop for the beloved 1985 film, The Goonies. With around 10,000 folks calling it home, this coastal city recently had a scary event go down on January 16, 2018. 3 local fishermen got into a tight spot while casting their lines on the Columbia River. A big boat came speeding their way, and despite waving and shouting for the captain to slow down, their signals fell on deaf ears. Hey! 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 It seems the captain, chilling in his seat, didn't catch sight of the smaller vessel ahead. With danger closing in, the anglers had to ditch their boat to dodge serious harm. Later, the owner of the smaller craft took legal action, seeking over $300,000 in damages. The captain of the larger vessel faced some serious charges too, like 4th-degree assault and reckless endangerment. He pleaded not guilty, but it's clear this incident carried some hefty consequences, both legally and for those involved. Venice is famous worldwide as a top tourist spot, captivating folks with its dreamy views and winding canals, where boats are a big part of everyday life. But on June 2nd, 2019, things took a disastrous turn when the massive 3-deck cruise ship MC Opera entered Venice's waters. Supposed to dock at one of the city's cruise terminals, the ship suffered a massive engine failure, careening out of control. Amidst the chaos, a smaller tourist boat got caught in the crossfire. Despite the panic, passengers managed to escape to safety just in time. This incident highlights the ongoing struggle with oversized cruise ships in Venice, which not only mess with the city's natural charm, but also pose serious threats to its fragile infrastructure. It got locals worried about whether they should be allowed to keep coming in like this. The Adventure Hornblower, a massive 150-foot yacht, is a hot pick for daytime whale-watching tours in San Diego. When the sun sets, it transforms into a lively nightlife spot, boasting 3 bars, a top-notch sound system, and a dance floor to boot. But on April 1st, 2016, as it neared the dock, disaster loomed large, sending shockwaves through the onlookers on the wharf. Thankfully, quick thinking allowed all passengers, even Grandma, to get off safely before the yacht slammed into the seawall. Investigators later revealed a glitch in the yacht's propulsion system, like having a gas pedal stuck to the floor, making it impossible to stop without a bang. The crash did a number on the yacht's hull and even made parts of the brick walkway buckle. Though 7 folks ended up with minor injuries, 3 had to go to the hospital for head knocks. Everyone eventually bounced back. As you journey west from Seattle, you'll come across a handful of decent-sized islands before reaching the Pacific Ocean. One of these is Vashon Island, stretching about 37 square miles and housing roughly 10,000 folks. Many locals depend on small charter boats and big ferries to get to and from the mainland. On December 5th, 2016, passengers aboard a Washington State ferry got quite the show. A little boat called Nap Time came barreling toward the ferry's right side, seemingly unaware of the impending crash.
Shit! Holy...
Despite the ferry's blaring horns, the smaller craft didn't seem to budge, but by some stroke of luck, it bounced off the ferry without causing any major damage. Adding a bit of humor to the situation, Nap Time was written on the back of the boat with a playful twist. They swapped the I in time for a Y. According to a spokesperson for the ferry, the person steering nap time was apparently down below during the whole ordeal, maybe catching some Z's, only to be rudely woken up by the bump. Clear Lake, Texas is famous for Space Center Houston, where astronauts famously uttered the line, "Houston, we have a problem."
Houston, we have a problem.
However, on May 11th, 2020, the problem wasn't in space, but right on the serene waters of Clear Lake. This large lake, bustling with recreational boats and marinas, saw a frightening event unfold. The captain of an emergency towboat took a spill overboard, missing the crucial kill switch lanyard that could have prevented disaster. Spectators watched in horror as the boat went haywire, crashing into another dock before finally settling in a surprised homeowner's backyard. The impact sounded like an explosion.
Oh my God!
But miraculously, nobody got hurt. Thankfully, another emergency towboat quickly scooped up the captain from the water. Being Taiwan's largest harbor, the port of Kaohsiung plays a crucial role in connecting Asia, Europe, and the Americas through maritime trade routes. With over 300 pathways spanning 5 continents, it's one of the busiest ports globally, although this bustling activity comes with a heightening risk of accidents. On November 3rd, 2018, pandemonium broke loose when 3 ships collided in the harbor. It all went down as the chemical tanker Duran bumped into the oil tanker Kingxing while navigating between berths. Surveillance footage caught the intense moment when Kingxing crashed into Duran's side, causing some serious damage to the hull. Luckily, there were no reports of oil spills, but Duran did spring a leak in its ballast water on the port side. Surprisingly, the collision with Kingxing narrowly missed causing even more extensive damage, mainly wrecking some railing and inflicting minor hull damage. Plus, Kingxing's attempt to back away led to another bump, this time with the Japanese cargo ship Setsu Maru. But luckily, the damage was minimal, and Setsu Maru could still make its way to Okinawa without much trouble. Tuapse, perched on the northwest coast of the Black Sea in Russia, is a key port town marking the northern tip of a vast resort area stretching down to Sochi. Not only is Tuapse vital for Black Sea transportation, but it's also home to one of the region's biggest oil terminals. On December 20th, 2020, a ship called the Startling needed a helping hand from a tugboat to dock to the port. However, things took a hairy turn during the docking process when the tugboat applied too much force, causing the Startling to dangerously veer towards another vessel. Crew members hustled to get everyone off the ship before the situation got worse.
Bak başalatlar, çabuk, başalatı vire yap.
The collision left a noticeable dent on one of the ship's sides and some damage to the Startling's bow. Thankfully, nobody got hurt, and despite the scare, the Startling managed to dock safely. Some Redditors later debated whether the ship should skip repairs, seeing the damages as battle scars, kind of emblematic and budget-friendly. Antwerp, Belgium stands out as the largest city in the country, home to roughly 536,000 folks. At the heart of its identity lies the port of Antwerp, a massive shipping hub ranked among the world's biggest. Ships cruise through the Scheldt River, making their way from the North Sea to various destinations. Conversely, ships coming into the port follow a similar path. On December 9th, 2019, a 1,000-foot container ship, hailing from Mexico City, arrived at the port of Oosland, an extension of Antwerp's main hub. While docked, a sudden blast of wind, blowing at over 46 miles per hour, sent the ship drifting dangerously toward the dock and a huge loading crane. Despite efforts to redirect the ship with tugboats, the giant vessel, resembling a massive metal sail, broke free from its moorings, narrowly avoiding disaster. Thankfully, nobody got hurt, and the Coast Guard swiftly secured the ship. However, the incident did require some minor repairs, delaying in its departure. Spanning 70 miles in length and 12 miles in width, the Singapore Strait connects Singapore's western coast to the eastern South China Sea. This crucial water passage sees an immense amount of maritime activity, with around 2,000 ships navigating its waters every day, ranging from small merchant vessels to massive bulk carriers. Despite the vast stretch of open sea, accidents aren't uncommon, as evidenced on March 4th, 2013. The Bec Salel, a Vietnamese bulk carrier, tried to pass a smaller cargo ship but ended up performing an unintended maneuver reminiscent of an open water pit maneuver. Hindered by oncoming traffic, this move by the Bec Salel turned into a disaster when the smaller ship unexpectedly swerved left. Quick action from the Singaporean Coast Guard prevented tragedy, rescuing crew members from the smaller vessel unharmed. And that's a wrap for today's video. We invite you to share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the content, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the notification bell. Thank you for tuning in.